RattlePatch Kids, good morning. Rise and shine. How are we doing? What a beautiful morning. Check this out. It is such a beautiful day to be alive. Just need to gather my thoughts for a second, ground myself. As always, my nose has been itching. I think it's part of allergies. Part of my beard is just getting really long and it tickles my nose. Okay, so for those who do not know me, my name is Dr. Rattle, death of the ego, rebirth of the inner child, and here we are all about vibration, we are all about frequency. So, with that being said, this is not for everyone. First and foremost, this is me just checking in with myself. And I know I'm looking at a green dot, and I know I'm looking at my own reflection. Comments are off because this is a sacred space, okay? So, I'm just going to kind of just like channel the energy. It just kind of flows, just like if you turn on a water fountain, it just flows. Or when you wash your hands, you turn on the faucet. I need to shave my beard. I can't do it anymore. It just flows. And that is what's about to happen now. It's about to flow. I'm starting to get goosebumps. Look at that. So, thank you for the thumbs up. It's nice to see love. Oh, I love it. Hi. Okay, so I just want to do a quick little check-in. RattlePatch Kids, how are you? I have been MIA, just really RattleBee and I. Here he is. RattleBee and I have been creating our own vibration, meaning our own sound, and it has not been easy. Especially when you have been moving your body just to like Britney Spears, Rihanna, Diplo, David Guetta, Ariana Grande, Michael, Prince, Whitney, the list goes on. And so creating our own sound is not easy. However, I love writing and I love storytelling, RattleBee and I. And if anyone has a YouTube channel and you move your body fluently through music, there's a risk in that. And what is the risk? I'll say it again. You can get muted. You're hopefully this doesn't ever happen, but your YouTube channel can get shut off if you get too many strikes. Luckily, I've never gotten a strike, but it still really freaks me out when I'm moving my body freely and then it pops up on a screen saying, I don't know, I forgot what it says. But basically what it says is you're using other people's sound and I get muted, and that's just annoying. But deeper than that, I don't want to borrow their sound anymore. I love these artists, truly, but I also love my story, my creation, our energy. And so, thank you for just witnessing that. It's different. It's so different. Even embodying it is different. But not different in a bad way. Different like, wow, this is actually the sound that RattleBee and I created. And it feels really liberating to just express your own sound, your own story. So, we have been deep in the lab creating, and I was telling my partner that I believe we've created over 200 just sounds, and 50 have made the list. So, tomorrow morning we are going to be in the ER playground, and I also want to explain to myself. The ER playground is my practice, meaning I'm showing up for myself, moving my body. It's not about perfection. It's definitely not about choreography. It's just about getting it out the body. And we call that venom, getting out the venom, getting out this suppressed energy. Maybe if I use words like that, suppressed emotion, suppressed energy in the body, especially for my brothers. Are you with me? Hi. So, I want to make sure my bike is safe. Let me grab my backpack. So anyway, I just wanted to go on a bike ride this morning because I've been having a flat tire. And I love being outdoors since I was a kid. I love being in nature. It literally vibrates my being. So, I thought, okay, I want to go on a bike ride this morning, see my tire works. Thank God it does. And there's this really cool park right here. And I wanted to just walk over here because I really want to go deep in what the ER playground is. It's a sacred space, right? And how the ER playground actually came about, I was in Hawaii, and what a dream. I've never thought in a million years I would be in Hawaii. And we were driving, and I saw this road sign, and it said playground on it. I'm like, interesting. And yeah, I was like, I want to build my own playground. Because when you think about it, RattlePatch Kids, whoever's here, do we ask permission on the playground? Oh, can I go down the slide? Can I swing? Can I do this? Can I do that? Hopefully not. Hopefully you just get on the playground and you play, right? But here in our area, we play with expression, we play with body movement. Yeah. Oh, and before we go any deeper, if you vibe with this, consider becoming a RattlePatch Kid. Yeah? So, the ER playground means embodied release, right? And my partner and I, we went to the lake yesterday, and there was like this little mini rave going on, and you just see people like, yeah, moving their body and having a beautiful time, and that's what it's really all about here. And I have learned just through my process of being a human that I believe a lot of souls are just tired. Are you tired? Tired of being told what to do, tired of just the chaos in the world, because it's heavy. At least for me, it's heavy. And I made it official that I'm trying to be determined, but I got rid of TikTok for good. Like, my nervous system can't do it. And people can do it. I don't know how people do it, but I can't. And I just feel like my brain's not used to that. I mean, I'm 37 years old. So growing up, TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, social media was not even a thing. And even when social media started to become a thing, I wasn't ever glued to it. I was outside or hanging out with my friends or just anything but being glued to a phone. I don't believe the human body is meant to just process all that energy, and it's not even positive energy for the most part. So yeah, today is a beautiful day, and I really just wanted to connect. I believe human connection is so important and so vital. And just a little background, I have 25 years in healthcare, dementia, Alzheimer's. That's my favorite, dementia and Alzheimer's. But working with patients that have behavioral health issues, I mean, it's a real deal. And working with adolescents, adults, but and then also being a facilitator. So I understand, and I really understand that our body is a temple, and our brain is so vital. The brain is not replaceable. I don't know if you know that or not, but the brain is not replaceable. And so my thinking goes to, okay, how can I keep my brain healthy and safe? And part of that is not comparing myself to other people. I've done it. Trust me. I've done it recently. I'm like, how the fuck? And then I'm like, whoa, okay, I need to like step back. I need to just reground myself because it's not all what it seems. And I believe on social media, I believe that's what the goal is, to, and I could be wrong, but just to compare ourselves, and I don't know, we don't need to do that here. So I got rid of it, and I've been going through this battle with myself because trying to build your own frequency, your own vibration, and it's all about love. It's not about sex and drugs and bitch this and bitch that. I mean, my 16-year-old stepdaughter listens to music like that. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, our sound, it's about, how can I explain it? Like Michael Jackson, Prince, Mariah, Sade, like, I don't know, just old school vibes where, I don't know, it's just really good storytelling. And I understand this vibration's not for everyone, and that was also one of my fears. I'm like, oh my God, hopefully they can still move and connect. But I also realized that I can't focus on that. Meaning I can't focus on if they're going to like it or not, because I think, for me personally, that's not healthy. Because I have to make this for myself, just like I have to brush my teeth for myself, just like I have to show up for myself. But anyway, this is a playground, right? And I don't know about you, but if you have any kids, does your kids ask you, daddy, mommy, or daddy, daddy, mommy, mommy, whatever you vibe with, can I go down the slide? Can I swing? Can I run around? Maybe they do, but I never did that. And on my 37 years being alive on this planet, I've never seen a child ask permission to play on the playground. And this is our playground where we can be ourselves and we can create through vibration, through sound, and rebirth our inner child superhero, right? And mine is Rattlebones. And Rattlebones represents that we are oneness. What does that mean? It means that we are all the same underneath this meat flesh. I was walking last night, and I was like, oh my God. I was looking at the moon, and I was like, oh my God, we are literally in fucking space. Does anyone think about that? We are in space right now. Space. And I feel like that is just so wild to me, and that we have electricity going through our heart, and something is pumping my heart right now. Something is making my eyes blink. Isn't that fascinating? It's wild. So anyway, I have just been deep into thought, and I desire human connection. And it's sad when I see that, how all the separation and all the war and all the violence and all the toxicity. And I think I'm just, I don't know, wear my heart on my sleeve, if that's what you want to call it, but I think I just care. And I think I'm a lover. And I don't like violence. I get triggered when I see violence because I grew up around violence. So I'm just like, can't we all just get along? It's almost like Bob Marley, like oneness, one love. But I've also realized that I can't change any of that. it all starts in here internally. And that's why I've been stating I'm not a guru. I ain't no fucking like I don't know, I don't have all my shit together. Like, I'm learning, and I think just showing up and being the best that you can be, what else can you really ask for? So, and brothers, if you're here, slither close. I don't really want to talk about religion, but I will say this, because if you've ever been told to shrink, maybe you get this, especially if you have been told that you are in a safe space. So, story time. Get your popcorn. So my partner and I have been going to this church, and I'm not really a churchgoer because, plug your ears if this offends you, but I don't believe God's Spirit will create us and then let us burn in hell. How does that make sense? And I really don't understand about, like, just judging others. How is that healthy? How is that, I don't know, godlike? But anyway, we've been going to this church, and it's all about Science of the Mind, Ernest Holmes. And we had this talent show last November. And I was going to do Britney Spears' My Prerogative, and I was going to represent Rattlebones. And so we were on the talent committee, and right before that, I was seeing this mentor, and she was all about be yourself, the awakening, the calling. And I'm like, okay, so it was like a 3-day program, and it's all about your calling and blah, 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 blah. And about like your color palette and wearing your colors. Okay, that was pretty cool. But anyway, I trusted this woman. And so we sat down, kind of like I'm doing now, and she was like, so tell me about Rattlebones, and tell me this and tell me that. And so I was very open to her. And I'm not an open person, and it's not because of shade, it's because I'm keeping my energy safe, because it's hard for me to trust people. And that's just my own personal, I don't know, shit. But anyway, so I really trusted her with my inner child. It's like dropping your kid off to daycare, and then you found out that they were made fun of, or they were talked about, or worse. And so there's that. And so we are back to the talent show now. So we were doing the talent meetings, and the Reverend, she was a female, and I was really shocked because I've never seen like a girl preacher, and I thought it was cool. But they're all about radical inclusion, meaning everyone is welcome. So when you hear that repeatedly, over and over and over and over again for 4 years, I've heard that. And then so finally we have this talent show. I'm like, oh, how cool. I want to represent Rattlebones. I'm going to do Britney Spears, My Prerogative. It's going to be epic. And so I'm already like getting like stirred because it's fucked up what happened. And so I'm like putting my heart and soul into Rattlebones, like not like Rattlebones, but like getting the Britney Spears My Prerogative and getting the Ivy pole, like putting on a production, so to speak, a performance, which I don't really like to say the word performance because I feel like performance means perfection. I just needed to show up and embody it. And so my partner and I were there, and I don't understand what happened, but there was a big miscommunication. So more data, the Reverend's ex-husband made some comedy jokes, and I guess it offended her, maybe offended some people in the audience, I don't know. So I'm like walking, like, I don't know, so we had rehearsal on Thursday. Again, this is November. And I was just walking down the hallway, and I heard Sue, that was my mentor, and my partner, and Sue's husband, they were talking about rattlebones behind my fucking back. Oh, hell yeah. So I hear Sue, and remember, Sue is the same woman who said, be expressive, be yourself, the bee calling. And I trusted her. Have you ever trusted someone and then you find out they were talking about you behind your back? How did that feel? And not only that, I paid this woman. I stayed at her house. We were having the hoopia, just like vibing. And I trusted her with my inner child. That's deep. And so they were talking about rattlebones. And Sue was like, well, he's not going to be that rattlebones, is he? What? That's like going up to Mickey Mouse and saying, you're not going to be that Mickey Mouse, are you? But knowing what I know now, it has really nothing to do with me. It's her own internal shit, right? And I was already like triggered by that because one, I don't understand why I was being talked about behind my back, especially about rattlebones, especially from a person who just told me to be expressive, be yourself. So I felt safe. And so my partner was just like, I don't know what all that was about, but they were concerned because they saw something on YouTube with rattlebones and the Skelleboner. The same costume that I got at fucking Spirit Halloween. I didn't get it at no Fascinations. I got Skelleboner, and I'm not sure if you've seen him or not, but it's the one with the dong. But here's the ironic part. I wasn't even going to wear that because I was going to wear a whole different rattle suit. And I was just like, that's weird. How come they didn't call me? Or how come I wasn't informed about this whole suit thing? Good morning, how are y'all? Good. And so, it was pretty cool. He was wearing a snake shirt. Anyway, so I was agitated because I felt like my art was being judged and criticized, and I was already just like, it made me feel sick to my stomach, truly. And I'm like, do I even want to do this fucking talent show? So anyway, I just like, kind of brushed it off my shoulders a little bit because I don't like to hold in energy, especially energy that's not mine to carry. And so anyway, I ordered this this IV pole from Amazon. I couldn't even fucking put it together. And I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign that I should not do this talent show. So anyway, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to do it because I've already put a lot of work into it. So then Sunday comes up. The talent show is next week. So Sunday comes up, I see Sue. And she's like after church, she was like, so what are you going to be doing for the talent show? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be doing Britney Spears, My Prerogative. And she's like, oh, are we going to see the real you? Excuse me? What the fuck does that mean? Pardon my French. What does that mean, are we going to see the real you? Does anyone go up to Mickey Mouse and say, can I see the real you? Does anyone go up to Spider-Man and say, can I see the real you? No! So I was kind of like taken back from that. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to be Rattlebones, and I'm going to be doing Britney Spears, period. Not for discussion, Sue. The same woman who was like, oh, be yourself. So anyway, I was so irritated because I don't know if you've ever been told to shrink, hence why we don't have comments on, because maybe, especially a brother that wants to move their body freely, and then venom is venom, and I think half of venom is his bots, but still, that doesn't make it a safe space. We're not going to be bullied here, there's just enough of the bullying. So anyway, I was like, okay, this is weird. And so anyway, I went to, I don't know, this medical store because I really needed the IV pole. Because the IV pole represents, I was gonna have like the fluid bags, but the fluid bags is not like solution from like the hospitals, but it's all about internal, like everything's internal that we do here, like looking inside of yourself. All the answers are inside of you, and drinking water, because that's what we are made up of. I think 60 or 70% of us is water. Right? And so that's what I drink. That's what activates my inner child, Rattle XR drip. And so I was gonna have like the IV pole with the bags. I mean, I was gonna do the whole shebang. I was ready. And so I went to this medical store and I saw the IV poles. I'm like, damn, they're expensive. Fuck, they're like $80, maybe more. And I'm like, am I gonna spend 80? So I was literally sitting in the car asking God, Spirit, Source, whoever the creator, something is just not aligning. I'm feeling like resistance, and I didn't get the IV pole because I didn't feel my expression didn't feel safe, because I just didn't like that feeling, you know. And so that same day we had dress rehearsal on Thursday. This was on a Wednesday. And I hear my partner pick up the phone from Karen, you know, the preacher that comes up every Sunday morning. Be radical, inclusive. Everyone's welcome here, all walks of life. Words are very powerful. Words are like, I don't know, I just feel like words, especially when you say this is a safe space, that can be dangerous. And so that's why I'm very cautious here when I say this is a safe space. But she called my partner, which is interesting that she didn't call me because I was there. After Sunday mornings, we had our little meetings about the talent show. And not once did she say, police the talent. She said it behind my back. Interesting. And so my partner comes out and he's like, what are you going to be doing for the talent show? I'm like, why are we still talking about this? And I said, I'm doing Britney Spears, my prerogative. Oh, are you going to be wearing the Rattlebone suit? Yes, but not the one with the dingling. I'm wearing the cheetah print suit. And then the question was, well, how are you going to be moving your body? Okay. After that, RattlePatch Kids, I was done. I'm like, give me Karen's number. Like, give me her number. Well, let me call her because this is just getting too out of hand. So I call Karen. And first I text her. She's like, I'm in a finance meeting, blah, blah, blah. Can I call you back? Sure. She calls me back. And I'm like, so what is going on with Rattlebones? And she was just like, well, you know, perhaps this isn't the space. Perhaps this isn't the space. The same space that you say every Sunday morning that everyone is radical, everyone's welcomed here. And now you're saying maybe this isn't the space? Help me understand that, Reverend. Well, I don't think they're going to get it. Oh. Okay. If you don't think they're going to get it, which my brain automatically went to, it's not your job to make sure they get it or they don't get it. So I'm like, you know, I'm just, fuck this. Oh, I said that F-bomb again. Where's my manners? F this talent show. I ain't gonna do it because now I have to worry about how and I like to express sexuality. If that is even even a thing, but who comes up with these words? I just like to move my body and be expressive. If they make it sexual, that's on them, not me. So I told my partner, this talent show can kick rocks. I ain't doing it. My partner didn't like that, but this is where it gets juicy. My partner was still doing the talent show. My partner went to rehearsal, came back pissed. I'm like, what's up? Tell me why. This is what my partner was stating. Tell me why the minister had the audacity to go up on the stage and sing My Ding-a-ling. Whoa. Time out. Time out. You're meaning to tell me the same woman who called me and was so concerned about Rattlebones, the rattle suit that I wasn't even going to wear, now she's on stage singing My Ding-a-ling? Nah, bruh. I ain't. And so we were thinking this has to be a joke. Maybe they're not really going to go through it. They did. And so I'm telling myself, okay, is this discrimination? Because I don't really understand what's happening here. No one else's social media got looked at but mine. No one else's performance or talent got looked at but mine. I'm confused. And so I sent her a text message because I just didn't understand. I did not understand why my energy was being looked at and no one else's. That's weird. And it's concerning. And so she, I don't know, it felt like she was gaslighting. It felt like, and then she ignored me because I'm using big boy words. And I'm like, explain yourself, woman. So now we are in, what month are we in? Now we're in April, okay? She ghosted me. I asked her four powerful questions. And one question was, did you look at anyone else's social media? Yes or no? Ghost me. You're not going to talk to me like that. Oh. You know what they say, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, baby. So, look at my arm. I have goosebumps. That's how, like... Because deeper, we see it, RattlePatch Kids. We see what happens when you are bullied. Not everyone has the capacity to regulate that. So, she ghosted me, and then she started making all these excuses, like, oh, and when I would write her, and I think this is one of the things that really irked my soul, if you've ever wrote someone, like, heartfelt, and they put a little heart, what the fuck? So weird. Not weird, it's concerning. But anyway, we found out more information, and what I found out was Sue, the woman who told me to be yourself, be expressive, we love Rattlebones, yada 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 yada. She is the one who went to Karen and said, oh, well, Snake is going to do this. Snake is my middle name. And it's concerning because look at his YouTube. Oh, we're judging now. Interesting. This is supposed to be a church. But not any church. A church that accepts you for who you are. I could have walked in a pink Teletubby outfit. But deeper than that, RattlePatch Kids, it has nothing to do with what I was going to wear. Because if it was, they wouldn't went up there and sung my ding-a-ling, but they did. So what it tells me, my intuition is like, nah, bruh, it's your energy, it's your expression. It has nothing to do with the rattle suit. So, I did not go to that church for a long time. I think 3 or 4 months until we said, okay, we need to figure this out because my partner actually does like going to the church. And I was like, okay, well, how do we resolve this? Because it's just, I don't feel comfortable going into a space where it states that I'm safe and then finding out, no, I'm actually not. I can't be myself. And that's so annoying. Hence why, but it's not just there. It's a lot of places that you truly can't. I mean, you can, but it comes with just venom. And hence why the ER playground exists. It's like my holy grail. So anyway, I got really angry when I found out that Sue went back and told Karen because I lost a lot of respect for Sue. I was like, girl, I need my money back, honey. So me and Sue are done. Like, and I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing because I'm a Scorpio, but I also think it's just a human thing. When someone stabs you in the back, I don't go back. And I felt like she literally stabbed me and my inner child in the back.
Okay. Are you asking me to buy you nachos and stuff like that?
So, we had a meeting, yes, on Friday with the council, the top doggies, because enough of this discrimination bullcrap. What do you want to call it? It seemed either discrimination or racist. You pick. And I get so angry because we are all the same underneath this meat flesh. We are bone. Google it. So anyway, we had a meeting with the council. And did you know, since November, Karen has not yet told me I'm sorry. It's like she kept gaslighting me. If you've been gaslit, you understand. And then you really understand how annoying that is. Well, you know this, and I've, you know, and oh, I just got back from Germany, and you've been on my mind. Really? That's interesting. No, I haven't. The only reason why you're reaching out to me, woman, is because your ass is in the pot. So anyway, we had our meeting, and I'm really proud of myself for not losing my shit. Because, again, this has been heavy on my nervous system since November, and now we're in April, and we're just now getting it resolved somewhat. I don't even feel like it's resolved. I feel like it's just, ugh, it makes me sick even talking about it. But anyway, we're getting it out the body. So we had, like, the council there, and they're like, okay, well, this is how this is going to work. And, of course, Reverend was there, Karen, and the other Reverend. And I'm like, yes, I love seeing women empowerment, but it was full of them. But I think there was like 6. And there were some of theys there, which is beautiful. Like, I love it. And Karen, so we had like a 3-minute, I don't know if you know how a sharing circle works, but basically they have the floor for 3 minutes and you just actively listen. And I was doing that until I'm like, yeah, fuck this. Oops, I said it again. Because you started lying. she started saying, well, your partner was a talent coordinator. That's why I went to them. Really? Was I just a fucking ghost? Oops. Damn, this is not easy. Was I just a ghost? Was I not there sitting right next to my partner when we had this talent meeting? Where was I? Am I invisible to you or what? And well, we just had the death of Peter. I get it. I'm in healthcare. I see people pass. I get it. But why do we keep referring back to that? Peter was still alive when the talent show was going on. You know exactly what you were doing, women. Take accountability. If you're going to be on that stage and happy Sunday and we're just all radical, practice what you preach. So, Karen had the floor, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her one more chance to say, Snake, I'm sorry that I told you to shrink. Snake, I'm sorry that I judged your art. Did you think she said that? No, she didn't. She just went back to, well, I was taking care of Peter, and blah, boom, 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 boom. And I said, Karen, I'm gonna ask you one question. Did you look at anyone else's social media page? Well, Karen, let me redirect you, sweet darling. Did you look at anyone else's social media page? Yes or no? Well, Karen, we're done. Because my brain doesn't make sense of that. And so I said, yeah, my partner and I were just like, you know what? This meeting is closed. And the lady who was like holding I don't know what the fuck, because she was like, what do you mean by accountability? What? It means you own up for your shit. I didn't say it like that, but accountability, you take accountability. I mean, how are you going to have a sharing circle and not know what accountability means? So, I would never be going back to that church again. Matter of fact, I think I'm just done with churches. Like, I don't need to be in a building to praise, worship, whatever you want to call it, because churches weren't always built. How did people praise spirit, creation? Egyptians didn't go to church. They meditated. They were in nature. So, yeah, no thanks. Why am I saying this? Because I get it, especially for my brothers. And I'm just like, enough, man. Like, just let us be. So anyway, that's that story. And I was literally telling myself, this is why the ER playground is built. Because I don't need approval, you don't need approval. I'm just showing up, moving my body in the mirror. Like, it's not that complicated to understand. It's embodied release, getting it out the body. And I just don't understand because, and again, it's not for me to understand, but it's just mind-boggling. And this is why we create, this is why we play with expression, this is why and of course we have compassion, right? And I think I know, that wasn't Karen's healthy self, wounded self, survivor self that was speaking. She couldn't even look me in the eye. She seemed cross-eyed. Well, anyway, so yeah, I needed to ride the bike this morning. I needed to be in nature. I needed to feel the wind against my skin. and I just needed to see the birds fly and hear them sing and seeing other people. I love people watching. So yeah, I feel like a weight's lifted off my shoulders because that has felt so heavy on me since November. And it feels good. What else is going on in my world? Yeah, we have our first frequency drop, and I believe it should be dropping any day now. I don't know how it works on Spotify. I've never done this. I never thought in a million years we will be creating our own sound ever. But here we are. And it's learning, right? It's all about learning. And luckily for me, always having headphones in my ears since I was a tiny little thing, I really hear music. Like, really hear it. Like, the vocal stacks, the runs, the instruments, the background vocal, all of that. I know how to just listen and dissect it, and that's what makes me a rhythm surgeon. Yeah. So anyway, RattleBee and I, we worked this weekend and we dropped some vibrations on YouTube, like video lyrics, so to speak. And again, it's not for everyone, and I know that, but it's our medicine, and that's how we vibe here. And it's different. I haven't listened to, actually, I take that back. I did listen to Tyla's new song with Zara. Let's get a little bop. And a little bit of, it's a good song. But, yeah, it's weird not like vibing out to other artists. I've been so used to that, and so these last, I don't know, 2 weeks, it's just been Rattle X2. And what is that? That is a higher frequency amped, right? It's my soul speaking. It's RattleBee speaking. RattleBee does the masculine and the feminine, and he embodies it. It's like how Dr. Drake makes the beats, right? Or Max Martin makes the beats. You don't see Max Martin on the stage with Britney Spears. He did Hit Me Baby One More Time. And he also did, I'm sure he did so many songs, but the songs I really think of right now is Hit Me Baby One More Time, and I know he worked with Ariana Grande, I believe. The Boy Is Mine. Maybe. I think. I don't know. But anyways, Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears, Max Martin. But you don't see Max Martin on the stage or in the music videos with Britney. You see Britney Spears. God love her. Sending her love. So that's how it is with RattleBee. RattleBee expresses through fluent movement. Yeah? And so, yeah, we dropped 2 new vibrations, I think. Peace and Quiet. And what was the other one that we dropped? Son of a bitch. I've been so like deep into it. I can't remember, but I know Peace and Quiet, and we worked on another 2 new vibrations called Kiss. I'm excited for that one. It's about sexiness and just being with your lover, because I'm a hopeless romantic, and just like kissing and getting a little naughty. And the other one we wrote, created, birth, it's Eagle. It's about my dad's urns. Sensitive ears. My dad was cremated, which is so interesting, like, because my dad's urns is in the office, and I just was like looking at it yesterday, and I kissed my dad, like I kissed the urns. I'm like, I love you, Dad, and I put my hand on the urns and just like feel the energy. And sometimes my body would radiate, sometimes I would cry because I miss my dad, and he was my best friend, and I loved him unconditionally. And he loved me unconditionally. He never once tried to change me, so not having him around and just seeing how the world, I don't know, just seeing how just different energies are, I don't know, I'm not used to it. But anyway, I was just thinking, oh my God, like that was a human body, and now it's ashes. It's so weird to think about. So anyway, on my dad's urns, there is an eagle. And my dad loved the Eagles, like the band. And he had an eagle, no, he had a rose on his heart, and he had an eagle tattoo on his forearm. And so when I think about eagles, I think about their freedom that they have of flying and not really asking permission. Like they just fly, and they fly high and low, and I'm like, oh, if I was an eagle, that is what I'll be doing. Flying and just being free and just being with, I don't know, like letting the wind carry you. And it was just, I don't know, when I write, I just, and then I put it into like a song structure, so to speak. But that's what that one's about. And I think today, RattleBee and I are going to create some like mini little music videos. I don't really know how I'm going to do it yet. I think I'm going to have my laptop and connect my headphones, put it on Bluetooth, and then use my phone to record RattleBee moving, I think, in due time. So anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. That was fun. Yeah. I'm going to ride back to my home, and what time is it? 8:27. I think we're gonna get some cinnamon rolls. There's this really good cinnamon roll place around here somewhere. Where the fuck am I? Oh, say it again. I think it's across the street. But anyway, they have some really good cinnamon rolls, and I'm gonna get one because why not? I've been working hard. I've been really getting my body back. My gym routine is insane. I walk for 60 minutes on the treadmill a day because walking is just, it's so good for the body. And then I run, and then I do 200 sit-ups a day. Well, take it back. Monday through Saturday, I do 200 sit-ups, and my core is burning. And then I do the steam room. I just love being in the steam room. I just love being in the heat. And I just love like sweating, and I put on my vibrations, like frequency vibrations, or I would listen to, what's his name? Bob Baker, like affirmations and stuff like that. And then I would get into the steam room. And I've been swimming, but lately I haven't been swimming. But anyway, that is kind of like my gym routine. So today I'm just kind of like relaxing and riding this beautiful bike. Hold check. Pretty sick, right? His name is Venom, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna head back, and I just want to check in with the RattlePatch Kids. How are you? How was your inner child? Thank you for being here. You are loved here. Yeah. And I'll see you in the mirror. All right. Cheerio, and thanks for the thumbs up. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Take care. Bye.